Admit it. We've all been there. On the endless swiping. Swipe right. Person's pretty dang nice. The person's... they're alright. Swipe right this time. No, no, heck no. Swipe left. Swipe left. A couple days pass by. You got a match. You're excited. It's what you've been waiting for. So, you start the chat. Hey, probably not the best introduction in your life, you think? And maybe they don't reply back. Bummer. A couple days go by. You got a match. Text them. Ask them how they're doing. Reply, doing pretty good. And the conversation seems to go along and along. And it's finally what you've been waiting for. This was the whole entire reason why you made this profile. So the texting keeps continuing and continuing. And then it turns out to a date. And you show up. And you're there and you're excited. You can't wait for them to show up. And so 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour passes by. And they never do. Now, I know a lot of you may have felt some of those things that I may have said hit really deep because they're something that's happened to you before. Or maybe you take this other route. You're scrolling through social media for a long day and pass by a video. And on that video you stop and scroll up to it. And there's somebody on there. They say, nobody wants to date you because you're not perfect. Or it kind of feels like to those lines. And in there, like, well, you should at least be the person that the person you wish to date would want to date. And you think to yourself, that's honestly really good advice. And it is. So you go on this grind. You go out to the gym. You start hitting the gym. Start hitting the weights. You go, well, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm looking pretty good now. And so you're like, okay. Now, all the people I ever wanted are going to come up to me. And so you keep on grinding because nobody has. And then one day, somebody does. And you guys start talking. And it seems like it's going great. But then you realize she has a mole on her lip. Oh, I can't do that. And so you just pass her off. Now, maybe that hit to you too. See, I've noticed more and more that everyone, it seems like, in our generation just feels kind of stuck, or that dating's just not that great. And everybody that I seem to ask seems to feel that same exact way. They always ask, the perfect one's just not there. Or, I've been waiting, or I've been trying these dating apps and going on these dates and it just hasn't worked. So why does our generation seem to suck so much at dating? I kind of wondered that. I think the major thing, and we all can say it, is social media. We have these expectations of how our future partner will look like. And this gets me into my first point. It's called fantasy partner syndrome, FPS. And I did not mean to make that on purpose. But fantasy partner syndrome is what happens when we scroll through social media. And when we scroll through it, we see all these perfect people. And so our expectations rise. And I'm not saying having high expectations is a bad thing. It's warranted. It's a good thing to go have high expectations for somebody that you're wanting to spend the rest of your life with, or even give a chance and get to see the inner parts of you. But the problem occurs is when we make these expectations too unrealistic. We expect when we come home from a long day of work that they're just gonna be there and they're gonna be so excited to see us and nothing's gonna go wrong. There's not gonna be one day that we walk in and they get mad at us. Or this person is gonna clean the whole entire house, work their job, and also be a multimillionaire. Every single day. See, fantasy partner syndrome creates a fantasy partner in your head so unattainable that just like that person I referenced before that looked at that person and saw the mole on their face, it creates unrealistic expectations. How can you expect out of somebody to be all perfect when in yourself you have your own faults? I have my own faults. I'm not perfect, and I know that. I believe this is something that a lot of people in our generation don't know that they struggle with, but they actually do struggle with. Now, I'm not saying lower your expectations. Again, realize nobody's perfect. There's always going to be imperfections, and that, just like a painting, the imperfections are what make that painting a masterpiece. Next, I would say lack of self-esteem. Now more than ever, with also social media, many people just don't have the same confidence, I feel like, as they did back before social media. Now, you could be thinking, well, I just don't think that's true. And I'd say with some people there, that is true. But with a lot of people, we are always seeing these perfect people. So we compare ourselves. And we're like, nobody would ever date me because I'm not that perfect person. I don't have that perfect body or that perfect butt or those great biceps or any of that or the multi-million dollars. Nobody. But stop underplaying yourself. Just like from the first point, those imperfections in you are what make you you and make you a unique piece to the world. That's what makes the world great. So don't underplay those. But I'm not saying that you should give excuses as to, oh, well, I'm not perfect, so I don't have to do the dishes, or I shouldn't come to my partner with a great mindset or be there for them. That's not what I'm saying. Just understand that the imperfections are what make the perfections. How do you go about these things? Realize that love is not always going to be perfect. It's not. Just like how you're not perfect. It never will be perfect. There'll be occasions where it seems like it's perfect. No perfect person exists in the world. No one. Realize that. Even the Instagram models that you see or the multimillionaires that you see, they're not perfect. They have their own perfections and their own flaws. Just like you. So stop playing yourself short. You got value to offer. I just want to share this with you just for today because I saw it as something that now more than ever, I don't know about you, but for myself, these are things that I've struggled with. And I hope that even if this video can help one person, to me that's perfectly fine. All right, I'll see y'all later.